In 2 weeks time, me and this camper van behind me are going on a road trip up into the Arctic Circle. After this video, it's going to be completely ready for the minus stupid degree temperatures. I'm going to be fixing all of my concerns, all the problems I think I might potentially have, and it starts on the back doors. You see, can you imagine, oh no, I need to get something out of the garage underneath the back of the camper van doors. So we open up the doors just for literally a split second. All that heat that's inside, keeping in mind it's minus 20 outside, all that heat's going to fly straight out the van and I'm going to be knackered. I need to block that off with a thermal barrier. That's where this comes into play. It's from the same company that make my front thermal blinds for inside the camper van when I'm parking at night. Vouage Adventure Vans. I'll leave all the links down in the description down below. Super easy to install, but it needs to be done properly. This is essentially what we've got. First, we've got this little piece of plastic with a trim cutting tool, and then you've got all of this. It's got zips running up the sides, and this little flap up here at the top. We've got this sort of internal bit with clips and brackets to be able to hold it. So basically, you can take the whole middle out, roll it up and attach it up the top there. Let's get it installed. At the top of the door, we've got one locating pin just there and then another one just there. We have to take them out. I just use some grips to loosen them and then they come unscrewed really easily. The blind already has holes built in for the catches and the pins. We put the blinds on, the plastic trim over it and re-secure them back in with the locating pins. Now with the centre part up the top secured in, we have got a kniff because I've got to cut away the carpet that is underneath the seal, because this little flap area of the actual, well, the whole thing goes behind inside the actual seal, but it can't go in there or it's very tight when you've got the carpet under there. So tuck that in, make sure it's all nice and tight the whole way around, and then make sure it zips up, zips down, all that sort of stuff. I'll come back and show you that nearer the time. Just do one side tapped on lightly so the material goes underneath the actual door seal the whole way down. I'm already getting quite excited just seeing it like that. But now you've got the door seal kept in one place so it's nice and central, and then you can take off the other side and do the other side. Pull the door seal down, run a blade along the edge of the seal so that you cut the carpet that's underneath. I mean, some people might not have the carpet underneath their seal like I do, but obviously that's the way I built it, and I thought it'd look neater. Didn't think I'd be doing this, but now I'm actually getting the chance to go to the Arctic Circle, so I'm buzzing. Put the nylon and the whole curtain through the actual door seal and then line it up to where you want it, tap it on and the seal goes on. It's quite a cool little trim tool. That come with it. Just go around all the edges on the top of the nylon just to clean it all up, and then that's that job done. That one in there, and then there's one over here just like that. Now obviously I've got to go around, trim the tool, the excess of the fibre all the way around. But look at that. Yes, I'm going to be warm in the Arctic. Next job is to do with the Maxxfan. Have you started driving around lately and hearing a lot of wind noise come through it? Well, I found a fix. I'll leave the link to it in the description. Now if you open up the Maxxfan and take the vent off, you can see there's like that little black rubber just there, right at the top. Well, that is the seal for the whole of the Maxxfan. I'm going to get it replaced with essentially a full seal. It's just an aftermarket thing, so I'm going to try this and just see what happens. To do this, I'm going to have to get on the roof. You're going to lift the fan up. You've got one screw there, two on the other side, then the fan should come off. We undo the hinge screws on the front and the hinge screws on the back, reopen the fan, and there was a rubber seal just there and that little black one there. That gets replaced with a full one from there all the way around over to the other side. And that's that job done. Can't wait to test that. But now it's an important one, an expensive one. Remember the inspection we went to and they found a few problems? Let's go and get them fixed. The main job that they found that was the biggest problem was the rear discs and pads, which kind of shocked me because it feels like it wasn't that long ago that I actually had them changed. First thing to come off was the Rogue alloys. This is where I could start to see the real extent of what was happening. You see it a little bit more later on through this clip, but we got the brake discs out and you could see how narrow and shiny down they actually were too. Again, will see it. Look at the comparison there, the old disc versus the new disc. It's that lip that we're not allowed to have because that's uneven brake wear. Anyway, we've got the new discs there, you can compare them perfectly nicely. The thing I like about coming to Derv Developments is quite simply they're willing to teach me. They're showing me the old discs compared to the new discs. The shape of the clip is different to the shape of the new clips because of the wear and tear. The new discs were back on. The new brake calipers were back on. The brake calipers needed a little bit of refurbishment, so Craig is going to show you exactly how he done everything. It's all on his channel as well, so make sure you go over there and check it all out.
With these ones you get the sliders, and sometimes they stick, and as I was just showing to you, Neil, I've already done this one, so they're that easy to pull out. I've already re-greased them, and it's the pressure. It pushes, and it's a simple case of doing that back.
And it pushes a lot better then.
It pushes the pressure. If sometimes if they stick, the caliper will grab unevenly, and that'll make it squeal and whir. But
so it's not just a case of change the brake pads and the discs. You've got to do everything.
You've got to do the main bit is the caliper, and even these where they will sit. The sliders, you can't get them there. The best way is a little wired wheel, and I'll do one for you, and I can show you how it comes out.
There we go.
And then that takes the main section of dust off. I'll put it to the workbench over there. We have a little machine which will just grind the surfaces flat. Perfect for the carriers, and you can slide perfect.
While I was out there busy with Craig learning all about calipers and the cleaning parts of it, the front end got a little bit of work doing. The extra coolant mix and the auxiliary belt. They're the old sliders.
They're the old sliders, and these are the new ones.
Yeah.
Which will be going in there.
So if you don't clean it, they don't sit right, and you get uneven wear, and they don't last as long.
And they can stick into the carrier.
Yeah.
So the pad won't slide because it needs to move. So the next step we do is a little tiny belt.
Yeah. Proper clean it up.
And then this in so I can get into it. As you can see there then.
Yeah.
And then once we put the ceramic grease on that, the new pad on, ceramic grease on that, there's never going to have a squeal or a sticky bit again.
And they're going to be easier for next time you need to sort them.
And same when we put the discs on.
Yeah.
We put ceramic behind on the hub, so when the disc goes back on, like I've had to do with that, you don't have to hit it or smash the disc off. It should just pop straight out.
Where can people learn more then? You may as well plug your YouTube while you're here.
Mine's Craig's World, My Road to Madness, and I can show you then how to restore these, because I'll be restoring one of my transits, and I'm going to do a full series on that. But this is the step that a lot of people don't do,
and that's what causes future problems.
Exactly.
Perfect. I'll leave it linked in the description down below.
Thank you.
I love going there because they're happy to teach me all the stuff, asking some stupid questions, and they just answered. It's great. I love it. I'm learning so much. I've got to go to B&M, pick up some stuff, hopefully pick up some stuff if they've got it, and then possibly to a hardware store. I spent 40 quid and I didn't get anything that I wanted. Well, kind of. That's it. Subway and DDE. That's all my Amazon parcels that I've just picked up, ready for partially tomorrow's job. Well, one of those things are for tomorrow's job, the other load are for preventative measures while I am away in the Arctic Circle. And I got something else as well. I tell you what, I must have spent 1,200 quid getting this van ready for this adventure. It's proper gonna be winter Arctic ready by the time I'm finished, which is quite good because I'm not going up there in the winter this time. It's going to be the autumn, or the transition month between summer and winter, so it's not going to be full-on Arctic conditions. However, it's going to be ready for when I do go up there in the winter, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. This is a bit of a taster run up into the Arctic, and I'm really looking forward to it now. It's been a lifelong dream, and I really cannot wait to get up there. Oh, it's going to be amazing. But then, do I spend New Year's Eve up there with a few friends that are going to be up there? I think I might do. All just depends on how we get on. The money I can save when I'm back, the money I can earn. Amazon. I got my tyre chains, you know, in case I get stuck in the snow. I got a big saw for for two of tomorrow's jobs. I've got some black gaffer tape, solely because everyone who goes to the Arctic always ends up using black gaffer tape for one thing or another. For why not? This is the sort of things I pick up in the back of this stuff. I've got some other stuff there for tomorrow. We'll show that tomorrow. And I've got a heat gun because you never know when something's going to need to be thawed out while I'm in the Arctic Circle. I'm going to shut it down for tonight. Tomorrow morning, straight back at it. You join me in the forest. We have got the shower turned on and heating up very nicely, solely because a lot of the work we need to do today is going to be in the back, underneath the bed, and I've still got 20% water left in my actual water tank. That's on the Savvy screen. I love this piece of kit. You can get 3 water tanks and an LPG tank. You just quickly press on that button there, it's the home button, so you've got your battery stuff all here. You can add up to 8 different buttons on the actual main screen, which like turn on to various different, you can turn whatever you want on, rig everything. I've got the Starlink, the door light, which is the one you've just seen, and an outside USB port. It's got the Savvy stance, so there's a little button up the top just there, and it tells you whether or not you're perfectly level and what degrees you're actually out. So I'm out by 2 degrees, but that's because I wanted my head up a little bit. That's got a link in the description, and there's a discount code for that. It's Savvy VANZ, and I think the discount code is IndieVan. But anyway, that's told me I've got 20% water. I need to mess with my water tank later, lift it up and do some stuff like that. So I want to try and get some of that water out, hence why the shower's turned on. It's only heating up by 12 volts, so it's not going to heat up that much, that quickly. So I might just go for a little plod around the forest before I get in the back and have a little play on all that. You see, that's one thing I love about van life. You just wake up, step outside and bang, you're straight into some beautiful places. I think I may have to move the van to do my work though, solely because I want to make the most of this sun, and there's a lot of water out the back end of the van, and I don't think it looks like it's going to dry anytime soon. I love these random walks because my mind just starts working weirdly. I mean, like, did you know fried eggs and fried chicken are the same thing, just different ages? Jesus, it's exactly 2 weeks to the day. It's I think it's September the 28th, Sunday. It's exactly 2 weeks to the day until this adventure starts, and it's the last full day that I've got to work on the van. Next weekend I'm massively busy. I've got loads of things on. I've got the mornings before work for other stuff, which I am going to need that, I can tell you that. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit too busy down here. I was parked just on here on the left hand side, and yeah, I've decided before I even do anything, I'm going to go somewhere a little bit quieter. Oh, yeah, a bit quieter so I can do some work. Somewhere where the road's actually hopefully going to be dry. Yes, I knew this spot would be nice and quiet. Perfect. I'm not going in those puddles because they're deep holes. But I can go just here. I've got some horses in the field just there. Yes. You can see some of the stuff I've got under here, and do you know what, I've cleaned it out once or twice already. This stuff that I'm getting out now is wood that I've recycled, I'm going to say. I've basically found it, and I thought, do you know what, that'd be perfect for the stuff that I want to do. And the stuff that I want to do, if I've got more, which I should have more than I think, then I can always fanny about and do some extra bits and bobs. But we've got this big cloud coming up just over here. I'm kind of hoping that doesn't rain on us. We shall see. But if you're new around here and you like this type of stuff, subscribe. It's free. Hit that little bell notification and then you get notified every time I do upload a video. I've got these little blocks, and I've got loads of these little blocks. The joy with these is they're going to be, most of them, are the exact same height. So I've got to pick the ones that are, because they're going to be coming in very, very handy for something I've got to do first, which is a tip that came from Alex Frood, Mispronounced Adventures. If you don't follow him on YouTube, he's the Arctic god. Everybody that decides to go to the Arctic Circle, he's the one we talk to because he has the best advice. He's the one that gave me the advice on getting that battery from Roma. Granted, the Roma batteries do a couple of different batteries now, and they're possibly, I think, one of the only companies that do a battery dedicated for those Arctic temperatures. My battery, whew, some people are right, I do talk too much. This battery that I've got now is the Roma 460 hour S4. It's an absolutely amazing piece of kit, and just like most other lithium batteries, they stop taking charge at around about 0 degrees. It says in the book 0 degrees, but I've seen people do it where they've tested theirs. It's been like -5. Oh, there's another car. And it seems to be working perfectly fine for them, right down to -5. Now it will discharge at -20, which is perfect for what I want. The problem is, And this is something that Alex said to me. The floor of your van can get to -10. So you need to raise some stuff up off the floor. I've took the restraining strap off it. I'm going to get rid of all of these little bits of wood that are supposed to be securing it to the actual base of the van. And I'm going to even try and move it down. I've got a bit of movement on this positive cable, and I've got a little bit of movement on this negative cable. I can undo the savvy shunt and move that along as well. Hopefully I can get it away from the back doors. And then once it's away from the back doors, I can do what Alex has suggested, and that is get it up on stilts. Well, I don't really want to have to disconnect it all, so I might just be able to turn the whole battery around and sort of place it over this way. There is only one way to find out, isn't there? Get that off, and then in theory, is that now loose? Yes, the savvy shunt is loose. The battery is mobile. Ha ha ha, yes. So can I simply move that out of the way, move that up there out of the way for now? And that's the air lines for, what's that? Oh, that's for the old Renogy shunt. I've got that much crap in here, it's unreal. Right, can this move? I think the best way to do it is, if I can, I'm just gonna have to turn it off. Just loosen enough, and as I turn, they're turning as well. So that's just gonna make it extremely bit more easier to be able to spin it like that, and then push it all the way down there, hopefully, and be able to put it on stilts. Then it's simply just a case of mark everything up to where it should go and retighten these back down. This is essentially all we're using for stilts. We can either stick them upright in all four corners, or I'm thinking about actually doing them laying down. So they're going to be a good 3 inches, 6 inches above the ground. The reason we're doing it is we don't want this battery to be touching the ground. We're doing it in stilts, so warm air can still be pushed underneath it to keep it nice and warm when we need to. I've secured it like that because there's a nice big lip underneath there, so when the hot does go under there, the hot air, it can stay under there for a little bit longer. It's nice and secured down, and I've got my ratchet strap over the whole thing, so that battery is going absolutely nowhere. Shh, I've been sat listening to that little old lady have a phone call. Little old ladies are feisty. It's like they're on a group chat with 3 people, and they're proper ranting about someone called Julie. She's a hussy, she is. You wouldn't think she was 62, the way she's behaving. I think while I'm listening to this conversation going on, because it's quite entertaining, I'm going to get my pipe lagging, start lagging some pipe work before I can start working on the water tank. Because the water tank has got a few issues I've got to try and fix. With the pipes all lagged everywhere, I've got the water running inside the camper van because my cold water tank is still, it's still got a good 30 odd litres in. So I'm just going to drain off some water to make that tank a little bit lighter. Why not use the shower as well? So that's my water tank. The problem with lifting it is, one, I'm going to have to remove the Savvy Tank's control module up a little bit, or somewhere completely different. I might catch on the pipes down there, but the main one is my water inlet pipe is going to be a lot higher, so I'll just have to fill it up from that hose pipe in straight into there, I think. With the stilts on and glued down into place just to keep them nice and glued throughout, I've insulated this side with a thermal liner from Dodo Mat, a roll mat, leftover bits to the pipe lagging. That side more so because that's where the outlet is for the cold water, so I don't want any issues there. Insulated throughout, insulated under there, and now I've got another piece of board which I'm going to do exactly the same as what I did to the battery and just block off that whole sort of area. That way I can sort of just put heat into the top end of there, and it should heat throughout this area. Or at least that's the ideas and the plans. Things don't normally go to plan with me, as if you're a regular follower, you'd know that quite a lot by now. But if you're not a follower, why not consider following? I do some stupid stuff, and worst case scenario, you can simply just learn from my mistakes, because believe it or not, I'm no professional, even though this doesn't look professional. You get to learn from my mistakes, because I don't know what I'm doing. I wing it most of the time, and I make it work throughout. So if it's something you're interested in, definitely drop us a follow. or subscribe, sorry. There you go, that's the right words. I'm trying to be a YouTuber. Go over to Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, because I'm on there too. And believe it or not, I'm close to 100,000 subscribers, followers on TikTok and Facebook. So I'm quite curious to see which one's actually going to do it first. I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's just, it's going to be a big achievement, and I'm quite proud of myself for it. Now, there's some jobs that I simply can't do right now because the shop that I went to didn't have them, and it's closed today on the Sunday. So that's getting that. I'm getting that stuff tomorrow. I'm gonna be using a lot of this Starlink while I'm away, and it does get a little bit warm. Not too warm where it's going to be like drastically fire hazard already. Nothing like that. But I figured I can try and sort of get it off the board a bit, just to give that air gap behind the back. I found these. It's like the skirt on the outside of I don't know, like cable core outside rubber things. I thought, just undo the screw, whack them behind the screw, it'll lift it off by ½ an inch. That'll do. Cracking little jobs like this that have got the big reward are always the best. Perfect. That's up, and I've got a nice little air gap behind the back of it. The hell have I just seen? I've just seen something down here. I was about to show you some stuff that I've done, but I've just seen something, and it's not something you see every day. It went in this gateway, so we're probably not going to see it because it's in a cornfield. Or see it, there was 3 of them, so you never know. I can hear them. What? What are they? See them? Like the birds and like what? oh, they're going. I don't know if you can see them. I'm like proper. Oh, let's see if I can get them a bit closer. Yeah, see, I know what they're called. It's there, it's on my head, but I can't for the life of me figure it out. I've literally just Googled them. The guinea fowl. Have you ever seen a guinea fowl? I don't know if you got them on camera, if you got them like. So there's some pictures. I don't know how well you can see them, but that's what I've just seen, 3 of them. I didn't realise they were like in the UK, unless they're like escaped pets. I've heard some chickens going, but they're cockerels. So I've obviously put the water tank on stilts. The lithium battery, the Roma lithium battery, that's on stilts. I've even got my power station in its own little cradle that's nice and secured there. So I've like done the same thing where I've lipped it up on the edges with a big gap underneath so that the heat can get underneath it and still get to it. But yeah, it's nice and secured and safe, and yeah, that's not going anywhere. And to be fair, there's not actually that much more I can do back here at all until I can get to the shop that I need to get the extra bits and bobs. But there is something I can do on the front windscreen. I have got my tyre chains though. Woo! Don't know how well you can see them, but they're running down the road again, those guinea fowl things. That's a busy road down there. I hope they don't go onto that. I'm going to repair a chip on the windscreen. I've actually got a couple of chips, but my theory being, do you know, like in the winter you hear the rumours of, oh no, it's going to crack if you pour water on it. Well, I'm not being funny. If this does go, because it's getting hotter and colder and then hotter and then colder while I'm at the Arctic, I don't particularly fancy coming back over the border when that's the case, if you know what I mean. It's gonna go, if it's gonna go, that's where it's gonna go. It's gonna be going from -20 to like 90 degrees while I'm actually driving, and I don't particularly want that. This is just a little kit that I picked up off Amazon, and I've done these kits before. We go just inside to see whether that has lined up perfectly well. I think I put a bit too much on because it's running down just a little bit. Add a tiniest little drop onto the little affected area. Add that screen just there. Squeeze any bubbles out with the back of a razor blade. That's what it is. Just an Amazon thing. I'll leave it linked in the description down below. If you're a van lifer, you can relate to times like this. Tried a new spot tonight and didn't go too well. I've had about an hour and a half's worth of sleep. As you can tell, sun's just coming up. Well, it's just getting daylight, there is no sun. But I had an Amazon order arrive today, so come and unbox this Amazon order with me for the Arctic Circle. Smart and comfortable home. It's basically, you see all these people up in the Arctic, and they always look at a little thing on the wall that says, oh look, it's minus whatever outside, and inside is this temperature. And I thought, I want one. So I ordered one. Just as simple as that, basically. It's come with 4 batteries, AAA's. I swear I ordered white, but little dial thing there. Oh, I've got buttons and stuff on the back. Oh, I can hang it on the wall, which is exactly what I wanted. Loads of buttons on the back and the screen. And apparently this is the sensor that goes outside. And I'm like, how does it go outside? I mean, it's got to be waterproof, hasn't it? But like, I checked the temperatures and stuff and the temperature ranges. That doesn't look waterproof in the slightest. There's no seal on that. But it's an indoor and outdoor, and this is the outdoor sensor. Weird. Just read the little bit of description on the back. Place the sensor vertically on a north-facing wall in a well-shaded location to avoid sunlight and rain. Who would individually wrap each individual battery? Come on, have some sense. Ooh, it's lit up. I don't know what's what on it, but I'm going to read the instructions now that it's all like plugged in and stuff. I don't know what's what though. Let's have a read of the instructions. And that's that, all set up. All I've got to do is, it does say it's weather resistant, but then on the back it says it's not really. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Probably just, you know what? I'm more than likely just going to tape up the battery area and probably just tape it somewhere up on the roof and just see how I go. What's the worst that can happen? That's what I've done. I've basically done the battery cover, but I wanted to really do the seam going up, but I think that's a sensor, that's a sensor, and that's a sensor, so I don't really want to block them off. Let's get it stuck to the roof somehow. Joy of having a wall just there. I've stuck it up there, right, just jammed inside the uni strip. Let's see how long it actually lasts. It was only cheap. Why not? Let's see if it works on the screen. In order to maximise the wireless range, place the unit away from large metallic items and boxes. This is the whole van. To prevent wireless infractions, place the unit 3 feet away from any other electronic devices. It's right above my Wi-Fi router, right next to the Starlink dish. See how that lasts in the Arctic. Just on the side of the unit, just there, we've got the Savvy screen, which has just been turned on. And then up here, press the button on the top, bang. There is all the details we need. That's outside, that's inside. They've got the time, the date. I'm happy with it so far. Remember I originally went to the shop to buy something and they didn't have it? They have arrived! A couple of cheap camping roll mats and a load of cable ties. I can't believe they sell cable ties in B&M for like £7. They're like £3 on Amazon. Stupid little rant. With these, I'm not going to do anything just yet. But when I'm up there, if I need a grill cover, it's £196 for a grill cover off VW, or I can use a £3 roll mat, cut it to the right size and cable tie it to the grill. That's one option. Next option is these side windows. I'm a bit spaced in my head. They can go on the side windows as a bit of thermal barrier just there as well. So I'm not going to cut them up just yet. I'm going to do that while I'm over there. That's a job for them. I tell you what though, I've been waking up the past 3 or 4 mornings really groggy, bad headache, sluggish, dry throat. You can probably hear that, and I just don't know what it is. Oh, damn it. This is one of those, it doesn't have a battery. It's got like a built-in battery. It says battery not replaceable. I need to get the windows and doors open.